Hi everybody, and thank you for coming back to Down and Dirty Wrestling. I'm Jerry the King Lawler, and this is...
Timmy I.
Is that your real voice, Timmy?
Yeah.
Good.
Alright, Jerry the King Lawler, I'm a huge fan of yours. One of the very first moments that I do remember as I was growing up was when you drew that picture of the Ultimate Warrior and you smashed it over his head.
Yes.
And I just want to know, what do you have coming up now with your illustrations?
Well, as you can see, we're here at the New York Comic Con, and a huge crowd of people on hand. I'm doing sketches over here. I'm doing signing pictures and that sort of thing. I have, I'm here with this man. You see the great shot of, well, you don't even see the back of his head. But anyway, this is Mike Kingston. He does a comic book called Headlocked. Let me see the comic book. Oh, there he is. That's Mike Kingston. He does a comic book called Headlocked, as you can see right there. I did the artwork for the cover for his books, and it's a really neat comic book. If you take the time to check it out, it's about a young man who's trying to break into wrestling, much like yourself. As a matter of fact, look, he's sort of, your hero sort of looks like you, and he just kind of comes along, and he's a drama student, and then one night he goes to a wrestling match, and he sees the correlation, and so he gets really involved in wrestling and tries to break into the business, and that's what this comic book is all about. So like I said, I've done the cover for that. I've done the cover for the Heroes comic book that's out right now. I'm working on another one for them. I've done the cover for a Zorro comic book for Dynamite Comics. So I'm kind of coming full circle. I actually wanted to be an artist before I got into wrestling and draw comic books then, but then I started wrestling somewhere like 40 years ago, and now, all this time later, I'm getting back into doing the comics. Awesome.
You mentioned that you started wrestling 40 years ago, and still our fans still get to see you every once in a while on Monday Night Raw, doing what you do best. How do you stay in shape, even at your age today?
Well, stay in shape, I guess round is a shape. I'm actually not, I don't work out, I don't train or anything like that. I just, I still do wrestle about, usually average about twice a week. So I think, still lifting heavy individuals up over my head a few times, a couple times a week is enough for weightlifting as far as I'm concerned. But, I've just been sort of lucky, actually, throughout my career that I haven't had any major injuries or anything like that that would sideline me or make me feel, where I couldn't go on. Like, there aren't many guys that have had a 40-year career and can still go in there and have a match. They just called me up to come and wrestle Madison Square Garden a couple weeks ago. Just set up a match against some NXT guys, Nexus, on Raw a few weeks ago. So, like I said, I've been real fortunate to be able to stay active this long and injury-free.
Awesome. And one of the biggest topics that are going around today is how slowly but surely...
long interview. Go ahead.
All right.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely, like John Cena's popularity is starting to diminish. Who do you feel is going to be the next successor after John Cena?
Where did you say John Cena's popularity is starting? Where do you get that from? Is that just your own humble opinion?
Yes, it's my own generality, and I will admit at least accept it.
Do you think that you're kind of smart?
No, I'm not a smart mark or anything like that.
I was going to say I was probably smarter than you when I was born. But John Cena's popularity is actually at an all-time high. If you watched, just the intrigue of John Cena joining Nexus last week shot the ratings back up against Monday Night Football and a big game. Shot the ratings back up to a year-long high. So, his popularity is not starting to wane. But to your question, who's the next superstar on the horizon? That is a good question. It's hard to say. There's a lot of great young talent. Sheamus, this kid is just, he's still wet behind the ears, and look at what all he's accomplished. WWE champion, tremendous amount of talent. Randy Orton, tremendous amount of talent. And there are guys right now that are sitting down in Florida Championship Wrestling in the developmental area that are just chomping at the bit, waiting to get their shot to be the next breakout star. So, it's almost impossible to say when another guy like John Cena or a guy like The Rock or a guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin with that perfect combination of charisma and athletic ability, when they're going to come along. But they're out there somewhere, and I just hope I'm still around calling the matches when they come along.
And I bet you will. Jerry Lawler, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right. This is Timmy I for Down and Dirty. Thank you very much.